Hey guys, welcome to the Clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson, and today's review is going to be on Justice League, the Snyder Cut. Woo! Let me start off by saying that the 2017 version that came out, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. I hope that makes sense. I mean, there was a lot of problems with that movie. It felt convoluted, it felt chopped up. And the CGI was horrendous. Steppenwolf was a wuss. And man, so glad that the fans roared for 3 years to have the Snyder Cut released, and they finally gave it to us. And let me tell you my thoughts. And that is, I thought this movie was epic. If this would have came out in theaters back in 2017, it would have made $1 billion. And a Justice League movie should make $1 billion. I mean, it's the Avengers of DC Comics. And if Avengers can do it, Justice League should have done it. And they finally did it with this version. I enjoyed it. I wasn't bored. And I know the runtime, 4 hours, seems when you talk about it that it's a long time. But man, the pacing of this movie, even though Zack Snyder, he has a talent for doing slow motion. And there is a lot of slow motion in this movie. But I thought it worked. I thought all the scenes worked. Could this movie been cut down? Maybe cut out a couple of scenes? Yes. Can the epilogue been cut out? And this movie could have been a 3.5 hour movie and it would have been perfect. But even it being 4 hours, I was invested. I was in. And every scene made sense, and everything was happening made sense. The CGI was way better. There are some moments of CGI that I didn't like, and I got past it, though, because everything else was great. We have great character development in this cut of the film. The backstories for everybody is fleshed out, and they have a reason to come together. Steppenwolf, I'm telling you, he's a badass in this movie, and I loved him. And the stakes were raised, and the coming of Darkseid, and I love Darkseid. He's one of my favorite DC villains. And to finally get to see him just got my blood pumping because I was so excited to see him. And this movie kind of, leaves it open-ended, but they say they're not going to do any more Justice League films. They call this a cul-de-sac, and this is going to, end with this, and they're going to carry on with other movies. And if they do that, that's fine. But I really would love for them to continue this story. Now, I'm not going to get into any spoilers. There are some problems I did have with some things in this movie, but they're minor. And compared to just how much greatness comes in this film. And well directed, well acted. Now, this was shot 4 years ago. They already had this cut, but Zack Snyder's daughter passed away, so he had to move on. They hired Joss Whedon to come in and cut his 4 hour version, cut this version down to the 2 hour version we got in theaters. And you could tell it's a sloppy mess. I'm telling you, do not ever watch that theatrical cut. You watch Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and then the Zack Snyder cut. It's a great trilogy and turning into one of my favorite trilogies in comic book history. I know there's a lot of great ones out there. The Dark Knight trilogy everybody raves about. The Captain America trilogy is really good. But this movie, for me, felt like the Lord of the Rings of comic book movies. And maybe it is because of the slow motion and the great character development and kind of long-spanning storyline that culminates into a great film. It's just an epic film. And the score and soundtrack for this was phenomenal. I mean, it gave me chill bumps in some moments. I mean, yes, they could have cut some scenes out, and they could have snip it here and there and cut it down to 3.5 hours, and it would have been a better movie, I think. But still, I'm saying that very lightly because I'm fine with this 4-hour cut and I loved it. And if you loved Man of Steel and you loved Batman v Superman, then you are absolutely going to love this movie. But I don't even think you have to be a fan of those. You really not even a fan of Zack Snyder. If you like great epic filmmaking and a high stakes story where a group of heroes have to fight a common evil, this is the movie for you. And I'm telling you, you will enjoy it. And it is broken up into 6 parts, and each part is about 35 minutes long, 40 minutes, something like that. And you can watch it episodically if you want to. You know, just watch part 1 one day and watch part 2 the next day and watch it like that. You don't have to sit down and watch all 4 hours like I did. But I think it's better served if you do watch it from beginning to end, because some things you're going to fall back on and miss. And I implore you, if you're going to watch this movie, watch the whole thing straight through, because it gave me an epic feel, and I truly, truly love it. And I'm going to do a spoiler video. If you guys want me to, let me know in the comments below. But I'm really teetering on the edge of doing a spoiler video for this movie next week, because there's a lot to talk about. There's some things I didn't like and I thought should be cut out, but I can't say it without spoiling anything. So I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just here to tell you that this movie was friggin' awesome. And forget the theatrical cut. Throw it in the trash. This is the definitive Justice League movie that we deserve and that you deserve and that you're going to love. But guys, that's just my initial opinion. I'm going to watch it again before I do my spoiler talk. So let me know, guys. Have you seen Justice League the Snyder Cut? Do you plan on seeing it? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, make yourself happy every day. And the only way to do that is to remember the only thing stopping you is you stopping. Bam!